Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Last time we discussed the series circuit. Any questions for me?
No.
Keep in mind, I always like questions, especially very good questions. If you have very good questions, I will give you bonus point.
Bonus for you.
Yes. Question, good questions.
I know about this. I am the sky blue.
Any questions?
Whatever you're 1, 2, and 3, you can add those to get voltage, right?
Quite
I already
yes.
answered
Voltage 1, 2, and 3, you can add all of those.
I answered that last week.
Okay, add up all together.
They get voltage on right there.
Yes.
I answered that last week. I get my bonus for you.
Okay. Any questions so far? The textbook, lecture notes, homework, anything? No?
No.
Homework is next time.
Yeah,
Alright.
I got a question about homework. I know it ain't like due yet. But
Yes.
I did it. I did it. And I got stuck.
Which one?
I did it.
Yeah, I promise. I'll let you wide awake.
I think it was this. I don't know. All the missing values through this paper.
Oh, yeah.
I already signed you.
You should have
Looking at your have this a little time, right? Okay, last time we discussed the series circuit. For example, we have this one, and in this circuit, it's a series, and we would like to know the voltage on resistor 1 and 2 and 3. So we are going to find the V1, V2, V3. How to find the V1, V2, V3? Suppose we are given that circuit. Don't look at all others. We're just given this circuit, and we would like to know V1, V2, and V3.
Use the formula for voltage.
Okay, the first one we need to find the total resistance, right?
Yeah.
So add all these three together. Then use the total source divided by the total resistance. Give us the series current. And use that current to multiply resistance 1, we get the voltage V1. And use the same current multiplied by R2, we get voltage V2. And use the same current times R3, we get V3. That is how we got this last time, right? Yes. Okay, now we continue to discuss this. We want to know the relationship between V1, V2, V3, and the total voltage Vs. For example, if you look at this, right, V1, we know, we already calculated last time, it is equal to 1.86. If you use this number divided by the total, we get the ratio. So 1.86 divided by 12, it's like 10% or 15% or something. If you use this one divided by the total, these two ratios are the same. We observe this fact. And if you use this one divided by this, and this one divided by this, these two ratios are also the same. Or if you use this one divided by this, we get the ratio here, and use this one divided by this, they're also the same. Because the current for all the for this series circuit are the same, so the voltage is proportional to the resistance. Right? So that gives us a simple way to calculate the voltage, and it is called the voltage divider. It's called the voltage divider. The voltage divider rule says the voltage drop across any given resistance. For example, this one. We want to find the voltage on this one here only. This voltage in a series circuit is equal to the ratio of this resistor to the total resistance. So this one over the total resistance, which is equals this one plus this one. So this ratio then multiplied by the voltage source. Right? So if we write this one, the voltage V2 equals R2 divided by RT, which is R1 plus R2 in this case. This ratio then multiply by the source voltage, which is Vs. Right? So V2 equals R2 over R1 plus R2 times Vs. That is the first one. If you want to find the voltage on R1, right, use the same rule. So V1 will equal to R1 on the top, divided by the total, still the same on the bottom. So R1 plus R2 on the bottom. Then times the same voltage source. Right? So we use this way to calculate it. Example is, what is voltage across R1? Can you do this? We just mentioned the formula. Right? The formula is, if we want to find the voltage on resistance 1, that equals a ratio. The ratio is R1, this one, this is 1. Right? This is R1 on the top.
Right.
And divided by the total for the series circuit, which is R1 plus R2. So this gives us a ratio here. Then times the voltage source. That is the voltage divider. This is for V1. For the V2, we have a similar formula. And that is the resistance of the second one on the top. So that is R2. And on the bottom, we still, this is the total, which means R1 plus R2. So this gives us a ratio, then times the voltage source, which is the same as Vs. Then this is V1, this is V2. We do not need to find the total current, then multiply, but actually this one is. Right? So this is voltage divider. Now, we are given this example. Right? R1 is twice as large as R2. This one is twice as large as this one. The voltage source is 12. What we want is what is the voltage on here. Anyone? Get the result?
Are we missing information to answer that?
The information we are given, is this one is twice as large as this one.
Yeah.
And the source equals 12.
Okay.
What we want is what is the voltage on R1 on here? You may think we need both R1 and R2. Here we are not given R1 and R2. Instead, we are given the relationship R1 is twice as large as R1. Look at this one. We mentioned several times. So this is the ratio. The ratio means we only need to care about the relative, the relationship. We don't care about the absolute value. For example, you get $10, I get $20, right? So the ratio is 2 to 1.
So
What we care about is only the ratio 2 to 1. We don't care about you get 10 or you get 100. If you get 100, I get 200. We keep the same ratio. So here, give us only the ratio. Question?
is it 4?
It is 4. Anyone get 4? Anyone get 8?
I got 6.
You got 6? Okay, let's do this. We assume this one, the resistance equals 1. Is good? We assume, right? This one equals 1. We don't know. This one. What is this? 2. So what is the total? 3. Okay, now we care only about the ratio. This one is 2 over the total equals 3. So that ratio is 2/3. Then multiply by this one. So what is it? This is 8.
It's 8.
It's 8, right? Does it make sense? So what is this one then? This one equals 8, this one equals 4, right? Well, now you can see. This one is twice as large as this one in resistance. Then the voltage drop is also twice as large as this one. So they are in ratio. Right? So this is 8, this is 4, then add up together equals 12. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
You can see this one equals 1K, then this one will be equals 2K. We have the same result. This one equals 4 volts, this one equals 8. If we say this is 1 meg, this one will be 2 meg, okay? You get the same result. If you say this one is 3 ohms, then this one will be equals 6 ohms. and we keep the same ratio. So this one is twice as large as this one, then the ratio of the voltage must be the same. And because the total equals 12, so this one must be equal to 8, this one will be equal to 4. Questions on that?
Yes, can you repeat that?
What's your question?
Can you repeat that?
Can you?
Repeat what you just said.
This one is twice as large as this in resistance. That is the information given. So the voltage on here will be twice as large on here because they are in ratio. Does it make sense? So this voltage will be twice of this one. And the total equals 12. So this one will be equal to 8. This one will be equal to 4. Yes?
So R1 and R2 are always going to equal 12? I mean, always going to equal to the voltage?
Yeah, because from a Kirchhoff's voltage law, the voltage here add up together must be equal to this voltage source, must be equal to 12. Right? So the formula is the voltage here, right? You need to memorize this. Right? First one equals ratio, then times the source, the total voltage. The ratio is, if you are interested in the first one, then the R1 will be on top, and the total will be on the bottom. If we are interested in voltage 2, then the resistance 2 will be on top, and the total, again, the same, will be on the bottom. Then also the same, we add. Other questions? Is there any relationship between these two formulas with what we learned? We just reviewed in the table how to calculate the voltage on each one. How we calculate the voltage on each one before we use this formula? We said that we use the total current times the resistance. Look at this. What is in this thing? What is this? Total resistance, right?
Yes.
This one over this equals the series current. Then times R1, that is V1. We just reviewed this from the table, right? And for this one, we add over this thing. What is this? Same thing as this. That is the series current. The voltage divided by the total resistance. This gives us the series current. And use this current multiplied by R2, definitely we get V2. So that's nothing new, right? Just we look at this from the other direction. Okay, now we care about this ratio only. You don't need to calculate this current first. That's the same thing. Any questions? So we only care about the ratio for voltage divided. For example, if R1 equals R2, what do you think? R1 equals R2.
Evenly divided.
Yeah,
They are equally divided. So the voltage each one will be equal to 6, right? 6, right?
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
So they are in ratio. Okay? Further questions on this? Right, so the equals 8. We already got this. Right? Now I'll let you try this one. Circuit is given like this. The source equals 12. This one equals 15. This one equals 10. What is the voltage across R2? Definitely you can use the formula, or you can just look at this, try to find the ratio then.
So 8.
8. We get the first response, 8.
Or
Anyone? 4.
R2 is 8.
Yeah, we only need to find the V2, right?
Is 8. I mean V2 is 8.
V2 equals 8, so we have a second, right? Anyone else? You have a
Third.
Huh?
A third.
Third?
Fourth. 8.
8, okay? So everybody got 8. How about this side?
Me.
You can use this method, this formula, right? So that equals, for the ratio, what is on the top?
Where's my most step? Me.
For the ratio part, what is on the top? 10, right? 10. What is on the bottom? 25. 10 plus 15. And then multiply by 20. Okay? So you can see the 10 divided by 25, which equals 40%. So that is the ratio. So the 10 is 40% of the total. So which means the voltage on the 10 must be the 40% of the total voltage. So total voltage is 20 and times 40%, which gives us 8. Make sense? It's very simple, right? If you like, try this one. So V1 will be equals 10 over 10 plus 15, then times 20. So that one gives us 8. That is the right formula we should write. Then we further ask, what is V1? What is V1? Okay? V1 equals 12, right? For right now, we are going to have a lot of methods to calculate V1. First one, we know V1 plus V2 equals 20. So we know V2 equals 8, so V1 must be equals 12. That is one way. Right? Use the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Second method is still use this voltage divider formula. Because 15 is 60% of the total. Because 10 is 20 is 40%, so 15 must be 60%. So 6% times 20 give us 12. So the formula will be 15 on the top, 15 plus 10 on the bottom. That's give us the ratio, which is 60%. Then times the source, which is 20, so give us 12. Any question? Let me give you a quiz. Okay. We have this one. Okay, so V2. So here is the reasoning. Right? Total resistance equals 25, which is 10 plus 15. Then the voltage use R1, we want to this R2. Right? Be very careful. For series circuit, for voltage divider, we are looking for this V2 here. This 2 must be on the top. This is opposite with the current divider. Later time we are going to discuss for parallel circuit. So right now you just see this V2 must be on the top. Right? I can give you for current divider, right? If we calculate I2, okay, R1 must be on the top. So right now you need to memorize. Don't be confused. And on the bottom that will be R total, then times the source. So equals 10 over 25 times 20 equals 8. Notice that 40% of the source voltage is across R2, which represents 40% of the total resistance. Any questions on that? Any questions? Good? This is also a voltage divider, but a little bit different. Right? A voltage divider can be set up for a variable output. In this example, we just discussed here, the voltage on the 10 will be equals 8. This is fixed. We cannot change because the ratio is fixed, the source is fixed, so the 8 is also fixed. But for this circuit, if you don't look at this part, you only look at this. This is a series circuit. Right? So we can also use the voltage divider. For example, what is the voltage on here? R2. What is the, okay, we forget this part, right? So we only have this series circuit. What is the voltage on here? Quickly, right?
5.
What is it?
10.
10?
Are talking about R2 or R1?
All right.
I want to know the voltage here,
Okay,
which means the voltage across R2.
so 5.
5? Anyone else can find? we use the IID concept, the ratio. You don't need to use a calculator. Look at this one. This is 10. This is 20. The total is 30. So the ratio is 10 over 30, which equals 1/3.
5.
1/3 of 15 equals 5. Right? So this one equals 5. Means if you
Oh, they're both close, and that's 5.
if you put this point to here, then this one output will be equals 5. How about if I move this one, because this is a potentiometer, right? We discussed it in the first chapter. If we move this one to the in the middle, for example here, and this resistance will be equal to 5, right? If we move this one to this end, then this resistance will be equal to 0.
Yeah.
Right? So for example, if this point is at this point, that means this resistance is equal to 0. So what is the output? 0, right? Because we still use the voltage divider. This is the new R2, which equals 0. So 0 divided by the total. Which one is the total? 20 plus 10, right? The total is always this one. So 0 over 30, which means the ratio equals 0, then times 15 equals 0. Right? So that is the minimum, yes.
If you move it to halfway on the next one though, would that be equal to 10 or 20?
Move this one to here.
The one above it. Yeah.
No, you cannot move to this one because this one, remember in the lab, you may already observe this one is one thing. This is called variable resistance, or it's called a potentiometer.
But if you had one on the top one and you had it halfway, would it be 10 or 20?
If you have another one, this one,
Yeah. Would it be the previous one plus 10, or would it just be 10?
if this one is here, then it will be like this. But that way, it's not easy to build. So when you connect, you need to connect a fixed here. Then I know your question. Your question like this one, okay? You can check this in the lab. So we have a source here, which equals 15, right? 15. Then you connect like this, and we have like this. So this one equals 10 is fixed. Right? Now this one is a variable. So you said this one is the output. Does it make sense? This is your question, right?
Yeah.
So for this problem, the minimum output equal to is this point is here, equal to 0, right? The maximum output equal to when this one is at this point, so equals 5, right? Because 10 over 30, 1/3 times 5 equals 5. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Now we go back to your question. This one is a very good question, right? So this one is 10 is fixed because this can only move from here to here. We cannot move to the other one, right? So this one equals 20. So the minimum voltage output here will be equal to when this tab is at this point, which is 10 over 30. So that's 1/3. So that's 5. That is the minimum. Then the maximum will be when this point is at here. So that's give us 30 over 30. Means the output is 15. Okay? Does it make sense? So by this method, you can design a very simple project. You can make your output voltage. You have a variable output source. Yes?
Is that like a dimmer switch for like a light bulb, the ones that just change brightness?
Yes, this switch is something like that. Not necessarily this one, but similar. So you have inside you have this one, so they can control the voltage and change, for example, the light, dim the light or something. But you need to design what is the output voltage you want. For example, in this case, from 0 to 5. So that means if 0, that means the light bulb is totally dark. Yeah? 5, maybe not that bright. But if you connect like this one, then you cannot dim totally to dark because the minimum is still equals 5. But the maximum will be very bright because that is the maximum. So based on this idea, you can design a circuit to implement the functions you want. Does it make sense? Okay. So this question asks, what is the the largest output. We already know that, right? Because 1/3 of the total, which equals 5. Right? Equals 5. Everybody, is it clear on how we get this? The formula for this one, V1, V2, right? V2. V output equals V2 here. Right? V output equals this part R2 over R1 plus R2. Right? R1, R2, we cannot see this. This one is, for example, is a variable like this. But this one is the total. Right? Then times Vs. This one is fixed. This is the total fixed. This is 20, this is 10. But this one varies from 0 to 10. Right? So we want this one to maximum, that means, because this one is fixed, right? This one is fixed. So all this part is fixed. We only need to make this one maximum. So the maximum equals 10. So 10 over 30 times 5, 15 equals 5. If you want to make this one small, the minimum, then you just pick this one as minimum. In our example, equals 0. Any further question on this? Good. Another example. Use the voltage divider rule to find V1 and V2. Then find the power on in R1, R2, and the total power. Okay. Now you try this. Circuit is given like this: 20 is the total. R1 equals 470. R2 equals 330. Use the voltage divider rule to find the V1 and the V2. Right? You find V1. This side, try to find the V1. Right? The right hand side, try to find the V2. Right? We make things faster. Once you find the V1, you calculate the power, P1. And this part, V2 and P2. If you are done, just let us know. Okay? Well, you calculate V1. V1 equals, okay, yes, yeah. What is it? You just calculate the result. Equals what? Okay, we have a result for V1, which equals 11.75. Yes? Okay, you agree with this. How about the V2?
8.25.
825. Okay, so add up together equals 20. Yeah, perfect. Right?
Oh, we just add.
You know how to get this, right? For example, V1, we use R1 over R1 plus R2, then times Vs. We get 11 and 11.75. And the other side is the same thing. Just use R2 over the total, then times Vs equals 8.25. Now calculate the power. P1 here, P2. What formula you're going to use to calculate the power? V squared over R. So you know V1 squared, you know R1. This side, we know V2, we know R2, so calculate. What is on this side, left hand side? What's the power?
0.29, that's what I got. 0.29.
0.29. Alright, how about the right hand side? Alright, now you calculate the total power. How to calculate the total power before P2 is known? The V S squared over the total R, right? So you decide calculate the total power also, right? You know P1 equals 0.29.
0.5.
0.5, right? Alright? So what's your result? I have a estimation, must be 0.21. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, 0.21. How do I know this? I didn't calculate it yet. Anyone can tell me how I get this result? Because P1 equals 0.29, and he told me the total equals 0.5. So that's why I guess your result must be 0.21. Make sense? Because P1 plus P2 must be equal to the total. You get 0.29, this side must get 0.21. So add up together equals 0.5. Does it make sense? Okay.
That's gonna be watts.
Yes. What's the unit? Watts, right?
Yeah.
Because we use 20 volt, we use the resistance. So, okay, so here is the result. Voltage divider rule. So V1 use R1 over the total and times the source 20 and equals 11.75. And V2 equals 8.25. Power 1 equals voltage squared over resistance 1 equals 0.29. Okay, perfect. And the second one equals 0.21. And the total, we already calculated from the total source, which equals 0.5. And then, or you can add all these two together, also equals 0.5. Right? So perfect. Any questions? Okay, cool. Okay. Now we are going to measure the voltage. Right? This is what you are going to do in the labs. So how to measure the voltage? The voltage is relative. That means the voltage here can be 10, can be 20, depend, relative. And is measured with respect to another point in the circuit. Voltage that are given with respect to the ground are shown with a single subscript. For example, voltage VA means the voltage at point A with respect to the ground. The ground here we don't need to write. So that's why there's only one subscript which is A. Does that make sense? So VA means the voltage at point A relative to the ground. The ground we don't need to write. Right? And VB means the voltage at point B relative to the ground again. Right? Because the ground is not here. We didn't write ground. The voltage AB, we have two subscripts. That means the voltage of A with reference to point B. Or the voltage at point A compared to point B. Or the voltage difference between point A and point B. Does this make sense? A little? Okay, it's good, right? Can you give me an example, simple example, how to, similar to this? In our daily life, any examples very similar to this idea, this concept? For example, the height of the building. We assume the ground is on the first floor. That is the ground in the circuit. Now, the height of here is, for example, 10 yards. We just make the assumption. But the height here compared to the first, suppose this is the second floor, right? Okay. So suppose the third floor is 10. The second floor is 5. Then V32 is 5. That means the height of the third floor compared to the second floor. But if we write the height 3, V3, that means the height of the third floor compared to the ground. We do not need to see its ground, but V3 means equals 10 feet. That's the same thing. Okay? If we have two subscripts, that means it is the voltage of the first one compared to the second one. Or VA minus VB. For example, the height H32 means the height of 3 minus the height of 2, which equals 10 minus 5 USM. What? Okay, so here, we have this circuit, right? What are VA, VB, and VAB for the circuit shown? So what is VA? What is the volt? What is VA? 4, 12, 12, 12.
You're saying yes, it's 12, right?
Yeah, 12.
Why it is 12? What's the meaning of VA?
VA to the ground.
Yeah, that is the voltage at point A with respect to ground. Where is the ground? On the bottom, right? So that ground and A is just across the source, which is 12. So A is 12. Perfect. Right? What is VB? First one, what does VB mean?
From point B to ground.
From point B to the ground. So point B to the ground. And the ground is also point C, right?
Yeah.
They are the same point. So can I see VB equals the voltage across R2?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see that, right? So now use the voltage divider rule.
8.
So what is this VB?
8.
8, right? How you get it? Anybody get it? Again, we use the ratio. Right? This one equals 10, the total equals 15. So which equals 2/3. So 2/3 of the total, which is, the total is 12, so that is 8. So VB equals 8. Or we can say V2 is 8. That's the same thing. Is that really clear? Alright, now next one. VAB. First one, tell me what does VAB mean?
The total between A and B.
That is voltage of point A with respect to point B. Or the voltage difference between point A and point B. Or we just use point A and B, that means, can I see, it is the voltage across R1. Yes, right? So what is it?
4.
4. Right? So VAB equals 4. I'll give you another trick. Right? VAB, look at the VAB, that's what we are looking for. Equals VA minus VB. First one, verify for our example. VA equals 12. VB equals 8. VA minus VB equals 4. Is that correct, right? Actually, this is in general, right? This is always correct. VAB always equals VA minus VB, no matter in this circuit or not. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me, what is VBA?
Sorry?
What is VBA?
Oh.
It's not here. I just ask you.
VA.
Eh? We are looking for VAB here, but what I want is VBA. Negative 4, right? How did you get negative 4?
You go from negative to positive.
Use my formula. VBA equals VB minus VA. We know VB equals 8, VA equals 12. So 8 minus 12 equals negative 4.
Yay.
That make sense? Okay, good. And can we use this method to verify the Kirchhoff's voltage law? What is the Kirchhoff's voltage law? Anyone can repeat?
When you add all the voltages together.
All the voltages add up together for a closed loop will be equal to 0. Alright, let's see for this one. If, for example, I have this circuit like this. We have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. And I said this point A, this is point B, this is C, right? That is D. I start from here. Actually, start from anywhere, right? I start from here. This is A. I start from here. What is this voltage? This voltage is VAB, right? Go this way, right? Clockwise. VAB plus VBC. VAB means the voltage at this point with respect to point B, VAB. Then plus VBC. Then plus VCD. Then last one is VDA here. I start from A, then I go back to point A. The Kirchhoff's voltage law says this one must be equal to 0. Yes?
Yes.
Are you sure this one equals 0? We don't even need to know what this one is. So can we say this one is correct? Always correct.
Yeah.
Always.
Why?
Because that's the law.
Okay, we want to verify the law. For example, here. What is VAB? VAB equals VA minus VB, right?
Yeah.
What is VBC? VB minus VC.
Minus VC.
Plus VB minus VC. What is VCD? Plus VC minus VD. And plus VD minus VA.
Yeah. So it's just
Minus B plus B is cancel.
Yeah.
Minus C plus C cancel. Minus D plus D cancel. First term is VA, the last term is minus VA. What is it? 0. Zero. Yeah? So for any closed loop, and the voltage drop add up together must be equal to 0.
Say that one more time.
The voltage drop along a closed loop must be closed. You start from A, you must go back to A. Add up together must be equal to 0. That is KVF. That is so simple, right? Unfortunately, it's not us to find this one. Otherwise, it will be something like Smith's law or something else, right? So this is the Kirchhoff's law. This guy finds this law. Right, so VA equals 12, VB equals 8, VAB equals 4. Additionally, VBA equals 4, but it's not here. Ground reference is not always at the lowest point. Are you sure? The ground is not always the lowest point. In this building, do we have basement? Do we have basement?
No, that we know.
We have, right? Okay, so we
We
Have a basement.
this one we don't? Okay, the other basement, right? If you have basement, but anyway, suppose we have basement. So the ground equals 0, then the basement will be negative, right? So even lower than the ground. That's the same thing here. In the circuit, the ground is not necessarily the lowest, has the lowest potential. There's some point that can be lower than the ground, just like the basement. Here, look at this circuit. The source equals 12, top equals 5, the bottom equals 10. And we move the ground to B. How to connect, how to move that ground to B? In the lab, you just, where is your ground?
Negative.
No, I mean, in the lab, so for example, in this room, where is the ground? It's the floor, right? Or we have any metal pipes, all those are the ground. So you just connect with the wire, all these metals, or the ground, or yourself, because you stand on this one, right? Assume your shoes are conductive, and you are the ground. Right? So you connect the ground to that point B. That is connected like this. Then what is what we are looking for? What is the voltage at point A? What is VA?
Wait. It's not slow.
Because the ground is
It's
centered there, so
4.
It's 4.
Yeah.
Who agree with 4? Hello? Anyone agree with 4? What is voltage? What is VA?
It's 4.
It is 4, right?
Yes.
Because VA means the voltage at point A compared to the ground.
Yeah.
Now the ground is point B. So that is the V1, so which equals 4.
Yeah.
What is VC?
Negative something.
Negative something?
Negative 4.
Negative 4? Negative 12.
Negative 8.
Negative 8. Negative 8.
Negative 8.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah? It's negative 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get negative 8?
Yeah, after you
10 divided by 14.
Because 8 is 12.
Eh?
Oh, yeah, it's negative
It's
8.
negative.
Wait, no. Wait, yeah.
Because it's lower than the ground, so it's got to be negative.
It's below ground.
No, it's 4.
How you get a negative 8?
It's below ground, so it's negative.
Okay, yes, it's negative, lower than ground. So how you get a negative 8?
Because 8 is 4 is 12.
Okay, 8 is 4 is 12. So what we do is just the 4 minus 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? 4 minus 12 equals negative 8. So what we have here? That means the voltage at the point is not fixed number. It is relative values compared to some reference. Usually it's compared to the ground. And if you change the ground, then that number will change. But what is VAB? What is VAB?
4 again.
4 again.
Yeah.
What we have last time?
4.
4. What is VBC? 8.
8.
What do we have for VBC last time?
Negative 8.
No, it was negative 4.
Last time. Means the ground is at point C. What is VBC last time?
Wasn't that 8?
Huh?
8?
8. This time 8. So that means that doesn't change, right?
No.
No, it doesn't.
Is this possible? Is this reasonable? It is very reasonable, right? Because that's a relative value.
Yeah.
Are you sure it makes sense? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So the voltage between 2 points means the difference between 2 points always the same. But the absolute value for each one can be different. For example, you have homework. Everybody get you get for 20, somebody get 25 or 30. So you have a distribution here. Now I decided to be nicer. So everybody give you 10 more. So for every individual, the score will be increased by 10. How about the relative score? That means the difference between you and your friend
It's still the same.
still the same. Does it make sense? Or if I decided everybody minus 20 points.
Why you do that?
Try to tribute. Okay, so now everybody the score is reduced by 20 points. But how about your score compared to your friend?
Still the same.
Still the same, right? So that is the same thing as this one. So VAB is almost always the same no matter how you choose the ground. But VA is different with different ground. Because VA means VA compared to ground. If your ground change, then VAB. VA with ground will change, definitely, right?
Did you add 10 points per error?
Boy.
Yeah, maybe sometimes, right?
What if I give you an hour?
Right, so we have VA for 4, correct? VB is 0. Right? Why VB equals 0?
Because it's like,
Because
it's just on its own.
why VB equals 0?
Ground.
Because it is ground. VB means the voltage at the B with respect to ground. It is ground, so it is 0.
Yeah.
And VC equals negative 8. And VAB has VAB changed. Look, we already know that, right? VAB changed because it's still 4. Another circuit. Assume that R2 is open. For this case, what are VA, VB, and VC? Keep in mind, R2 is open. The ground is at B. So first one, what is VB? That's easy, right?
Zero.
0, right? Because it's the ground. So that's the easiest one. What is VA?
A.
VA means the voltage at A compared to the ground means compared to B, right?
4.
4. Anyone? Who's agree with the 4? All of you? No one disagree?
I agree.
Huh? I need somebody disagree with this. No one?
Everyone's wrong.
I'm smart at this.
Huh? Anyone?
No.
Disagree? Okay, let's see this. If R2 is open, do we still have a closed loop?
Oh. I didn't see that part.
Oh, okay.
0.
So
Minus
what-
20 points. 0.
Alright, so that's not closed loop. What is the current?
Zero.
0. What is the voltage drop on R1? What is V1? 0, because it was 0 times R. So 0, VAB equals 0. VB equals 0.
Yep.
Then what is VA?
0.
VA equals 0. Right?
Yeah.
It's all zero.
What is VC?
12.
12.
0.
0.
0.
Is it open?
It's open.
It is open.
I think it's flow without that.
It is open. Right? We are sure it is open.
Yes.
So what is VC?
Zero.
Zero.
What does VC mean?
Wait.
What does VC mean?
Oh,
Means the voltage at C compared to the ground. Where is the ground?
B.
B.
Negatives.
0.
Negative.
Negative infinity.
So what is VC?
Zero.
0.
How did you get 0? I need some explanation.
R2
Well,
is open.
well, it's just open, so it's not.
You said equals Ohm's law V, okay, VBC, right? Equals the current times R. The current equals 0.
Yeah.
The R, what is R?
10.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It is open.
But it doesn't matter.
It's 0.
It's zero.
It is open.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's no R.
In the middle term, right? You know that, right? The resistor is open. What is the resistance?
Unlimited.
Huh?
Unlimited.
Infinity, right?
Infinite.
It's infinite.
So infinity times 0. Are you sure it is equal to 0?
Yes.
Yes.
How are you sure? it is?
Because it's everything
Zero.
Okay, let me see this. I'll show you. What is 1 divided by 0? Undefined, that is for elementary school. Now we define this. What is it?
Infinity.
Infinity. So equals infinity. Right? So what is 0 times infinity? 1. Equals 1. Why is it 0? Who said 0?
Go.
I said it.
So equals 0. So 0 times 1, 0 times infinity equals 1, right?
Elementary stuff.
You're right. Listen, what is 10 over 0?
Infinity.
Infinity, right?
Yeah.
So 0 times infinity equals 10.
No.
Wow. Right?
Alright, you got me.
But you just said 0 times infinity equals 1. Now I can make this one equals 2.
So it can be anything.
Can be anything. But in this case,
It's 0.
that is not equal to 0. Right? Not equals infinity. Must be some number. Maybe 1, maybe 2. So what is it?
One. 12.
12. Okay?
10.
Close.
Yeah.
Very close. 12.
Negative 12.
Negative 12.
Below ground. Bam.
Yes?
Yeah.
Is negative 12?
What?
Huh?
I'm confused.
You confused?
Yes.
So this one, I just said 0, not necessarily correct, right? Because it can be equals 1, can be equals 2, right? So you said the current equals 0, so 0 times infinity. You claiming this equals 0, no, it can be anything. I already showed you there, right? Can be equals 1, can be equals 2. So somebody says equals negative 12. I see negative 12 is correct. That means this one here equals negative 12. Negative 12 over 0 is
So
going to
negative
infinity.
infinity?
No, it's
But you confuse it here.
Wow.
That is correct. That is a very good confusion. That means we do not calculate from this way. Instead, we are going to go that way. Go the left hand side.
So what, so,
We go from the right hand side. That is the confusion. So equals 1, equals 2 can be anything, right? Somebody here says 0. So that's not a good way to do that. We go left way. Go the other side. Now can you tell me what is the result?
Negative 12.
Negative 12.
so what makes it new?
Because the ground B is 0, A is 0. Now we pass through the source is going down, right?
Yeah.
That's 12, so this one must be negative 12. Make sense?
Yes.
And this is for sure, must be negative 12. You cannot say, maybe 1, maybe 2. Okay? Possible, but that's not correct in this case. Because 0 times infinity can be anything. Right? So you cannot just tell me equal to 0. You cannot tell me equal to 1. Right? But this, the other side, that is for sure. It's negative 12. No one will argue with this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Any questions?
No.
So VA equal to 0, VB equal to 0, and VC equals negative 12. And VB equals 0, that's because it's ground. VA equals 0 because there's no current. And VC equals negative 12 because there is a source between ground and point C. Negative 12. Okay, now let's review. Right? What is the series circuit? Only one current loop. Only one loop. Right? What is the Kirchhoff's voltage law?
Everything equals 0.
The sum of all the voltage drops, including the source, must be equal to 0. And we showed with you with example, and we proved with some like a kind of a theory, right? So must be equal to 0. Right?
But hey, that's just a theory. Voltage drop theory.
The reason I said kind of a theory is later time if you in the senior if you study electromagnetics, you know Kirchhoff's current law add up together not equal to 0. When you work for high frequencies, for example satellite, gig, like your cell phone is like working on the gig hertz, very high frequency radiations, it's called RF. In that case, this Kirchhoff's voltage law is not correct. We need to consider something else. But for fundamental electronics, for DC circuit, for low frequency AC circuit, we just assume this is true. Right? So that's why I said it's kind of a theory. Voltage divider. Do you still remember the formula?
Yeah.
Right? It is the ratio times the source. Right?
Right.
What is the ratio? What is on the top?
R1.
If you calculate V1, you use R1 on the top.
Yes.
If you calculate V3, you use R3 on the top. What is on the bottom?
R1.
The total resistance add up together, right? We are correct. What is the reference ground? What does that mean?
The point in reference to ground.
How to get a ground?
It's the ground.
It is ground. How you get the ground in the circuit?
You want to learn?
I just mentioned this. I'll give you a circuit. I'll let you say ground this point. How are you going to do it?
Connected to metal.
It's not always the lowest point in the circuit.
Yeah, that is the problem. That is the
Take your shoes off.
I'll give you a circuit. I ask you to ground point, for example, point B.
Just take your shoes off.
You just take your shoes off, then use your finger to touch that point. Right?
You could.
That works. But
This is smart, but sometimes you're going to die.
Apply.
Only sometimes. Only sometimes.
That's smart way, right? If you know what But if you don't know what you are doing, if you want to touch this, you want to touch this, the heart. So that's not a good way. So what we do is you use a wire to connect to the ground. Right? What is open?
Open, there's nothing
It's
running.
open.
Infinite resistance.
What is not
Infinite
It's
resistance.
an open circuit.
open? Yeah. What is? What is?
Infinite, no current.
No current.
Yeah, no current, no connection.
I have this wire. Still, there's no current because there's no source. Is this open? No, it's not open.
I think it's a breadboard.
So what is open? You cannot just tell me no current,
It's
right?
like when a switch is open.
Yeah, it's like the switch is open. Yes, that's correct. But what is it?
The path isn't connected like all the way through, consecutively connected. There's like a breaker and.
Yes, the resistance equal to
Infinity.
infinity. Right? And what is the short?
When something breaks in it.
With something.
When something's connected to itself.
Two components touch that aren't supposed to.
You said with something in this A and B are short. You said with something inside, in between this. It's not exact. If point A and point B are between this is open, that means the resistance between these two equals infinity.
Infinity.
What is point A and B between this is short?
Zero resistance.
Zero.
Yeah.
You cannot see there's something in between. Something, for example, equals 1 k ohm. That is not open. That is not short. So open and short will be two extremes. One is open means resistance equals infinity. Short means conductance equals
Infinity.
infinity, or resistance equals to zero. Okay?
Infinite conductor.
Open and short. Right? So we have all this.
Keeps running battery to itself, recharge.
Okay, now we do this. First line.
Is in a series circuit with more than one resistor, the current is always the same. C. No.
Hey.
Smaller and larger.
It's C.
It's
There's
C.
not-
Bro, current's always the same. in a
Current's always the
series
same.
Current's always the same C.
In a series.
Oh, yeah, C.
So C, right?
Yes.
Everybody agree with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said it.
We all wrong together.
No, it's C.
Minus 20 points, all of us.
How about A?
No.
No.
Why?
Because.
Because the size of the resistor doesn't determine its resistance value. You got a resistor the size of this house now.
Because this is a series circuit. That is the first property we learned for series circuit.
Yeah.
All the current must be the same.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's good. Who said A at the very beginning? Alright, second.
Hey. I'm gonna say A.
Watch it.
And then somebody said A.
I think D. And I think it's
Somebody said D.
I think it's D.
D.
You said what? B.
D.
D. Okay, A. There are two D's. Right? You still insist A?
Yeah, I'm staying with A.
You still stand A. Okay?
It's B or D, depending on how.
Okay, B and D.
It can't be
The
B.
D. It has to be A.
It can be B if it means larger resistance.
Because they just had-
resistance
but they
value,
just
not
had-
like
It's
that.
always the same.
They just had two resistors, and the voltage was larger.
Oh, voltage.
Just better resistors.
It is A.
I'm going with A. I'm not changing.
Very confident, right?
I'm going with
Very confident. Huh?
A.
Okay, you find some friend. Okay, A.
No, we've been saying this since the beginning. We got you.
Anyone?
How?
They just had two.
Okay, I agree with you.
You
Right?
agree with me?
Oh yes.
They just had two resistors.
Because it's
And
based
the
on the
voltage was
ratio.
larger. Oh, yeah.
It's E.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if you use the voltage divider, the voltage on any resistance equals that resistance over the total, which the total is constant. Then times the source is also constant. So it's only proportional to the resistance. So voltage 1 is proportional to R1. voltage 2 is proportional to R2 because all others divided by the total multiplied by the source are the constant. So that means R1 is larger than V1 is larger. R2 is small, then V2 will be small. Does it make sense? Everybody?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good.
Anybody have a classic charge shuttle from 2 lane party?
Telephone two.
Yeah, 2005.
Okay, next one.
That's a classic.
I thought you were talking about the new telephone two.
It's C.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
3 equal resistors are in series. The total resistance is 1/3 of the 1. Same as 1. 3 times the 1. There's no enough information.
C.
See,
3 times?
Yes.
A,
C.
1/3.
it seems like adding all three of them together.
Yeah,
So
all right.
Let's do it.
Because it's asking for total resistance, some way you can do this.
So how are you going to do this?
You add all three together. it's C.
Add up all 3 together. So that's 3. That's 3 times, right?
C.
If you say A, I believe have to ask this. What is the total conductance?
Yeah. A.
Conductance will be 1/3 of each one, right?
Yeah.
Make sense? So
Yeah.
conductance, you are going to choose A.
So see,
The resistance will be 3 times. Conductance will be 1/3. A series circuit cannot have all of the above.
B.
You always choose that, right?
C. B.
C.
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 No.
can I have more?
No.
Yeah, it's probably all above.
It's C. B.
The series circuit.
Because you can
cannot
have more than two resistors.
C.
Because it can't be
Okay.
all.
Yeah. C. You can put 18. C.
It's C.
I'll go B. More than one pass.
Who choose A? Anyone choose A?
We don't have that.
We discussed a lot of circuits, all has more than like at least 2, right? So that's A definitely no. Which means D is definitely no. Right? Only B and C. More than 2 voltage source. We didn't discuss any circuit with more than 2, so we only use 1. But I can have 2. Later time we are going to is combine the sources. Even we can have different current sources. For example, voltage source and current source. So B is possible. Right? So the answer is C, because we can only have one closed loop. So that is the requirement for series circuit. You can only have one series closed loop. So that's why the current must be the same. Right? Right, so the answer is C.
Close to the aspect is small voltage
It's zero.
A.
Zero.
Law. A.
Is A.
A.
Why? Because A.
Kirchhoff's law.
Kirchhoff's voltage law, right? All the voltage drops
That's law.
equals 0, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's his law. You can't follow the law.
All others try to confuse you. Okay, depends on the source voltage. Eh? What does that mean? Depends on source voltage. What is there any reason for this one? Why this choice is here?
No, because no matter what, it's going to equal zero.
It's already 0.
It's still gonna
What kind of question? If I ask you, you need to choose D. Okay. I can make a question that let you choose D. That's the correct answer. So there's D here is there's a reason. So anyone can
Conduct,
I have no idea.
why D is here? Depends on the source voltage.
It's a cell voltage zero.
resistance somewhere.
the ground, is something.
All the voltage drops except the source added up together equals what? Equals the source, right?
Yes.
So that depends on the source. That means the sum of all the voltage drops except the source, that sum depends on the source because it equals source. So I believe that's why. Does it make sense? Like remember that in our example, 1 voltage equals 4, another one equals 8. the total equals 12, which is the voltage source. If your voltage source equals 24, then the result will be 8 and 16. So the sum is 8 plus 16, so it equals 24. So y equals 12 or 24, it depends on the source. That's why number 4. The last one is here. Okay? Alright, this one. The current in the 10K resistor is
The current in the 10K ohm resistor.
You gotta find V1.
48.
10K, 12K.
No.
we need to find the V1.
12. It's B.
B,
Oh, million? Okay. B.
B,
B.
how did you get B?
It's a B. It's a B.
How did you get it?
Because the current is the same everywhere, so we just find the total current.
So we just try to find the total current, right? We do not need V1 or V2.
Yeah.
We just use the total source divided by the total resistance, which equals 24 divided by 12K, so equals 2. That is at the very beginning, right? We didn't discuss this today, right? This is before. Question on this? Next one. The output voltage from the voltage divider is 12. A. Huh?
Is it A or D?
A or D? That's totally.
B.
B. Alright, finally somebody said B.
Yeah, B. Yeah, it's B.
It is B?
Yes. I did the calculations.
You don't need to calculate, right? Except use the ratio. D.
I got D.
I got B.
The output is here.
The top of bottom.
The output is here. Is on the 2.
On 2.
See, the output is here. It's on the 2. I believe you are talking about the top.
Oh, I thought it was the one.
The output is here. This is what we are looking for. It is on the 2, not on the 10.
I thought it was the line. That's why it's folded.
So this one must be small, right? Because the 2, the ratio is compared to 10 must be small.
Yes.
So the 2 is 1/12 of the total. No, it's 2/12. So 1/6 of the total. 2 over 12, right?
Yep.
So that's 24 divided by 6.
4.
Equals 4. Everybody, you are good? If you think this is wrong, we need to solve this. Best way is to solve in class. Right? Save your time. More efficient to study. This one. Smallest output voltage available from the voltage divider is A.
Yeah. Yeah, A.
Anyone has not A?
7.5.
7.5.
For what?
7.5, I believe that is the maximum, right? That means when the tap is on the top,
Yeah. Just half, so it's.
so that is the maximum. We are looking for the smallest,
3 point.
A.
Oh, small. 0. Yeah.
0, right? When the tap is on,
you can do is nothing.
when this one here is at this point, on this terminal, so the resistance equal to 0, so that output equals 0, right? When this one is at here, this one equals 10, that one equals 20, so half, that's 7.5. So the maximum is equal to 7.5, the minimum equal to 0.
Drop assassinations.
Good?
Wait, say that one more time. What's the?
The maximum is 7.5.
Yeah.
because when this tab is at this point, so this is just the half of the total. So half of the 15 equals 7 half. Okay? Any question on that? Good, right? The total power dissipated in the series circuit is equal to the power in the largest resistor, the power in the smallest, the average power of all resistors, the sum of the power in all resistors. So obvious, right? We use this several times. Okay, last one. It's D, right? Okay. VAD means VA minus VB. So there's difference between voltage A and voltage A and voltage B. Okay. Okay, good. That's it for today. Thanks.
I feel